I would definitely give the edge to C9 in this draft, but it really depends. Like, FlyQuest just has to like make some good things happen early, and then go from there.
Andy. Oh boy, Blabber's walking right into the rush there, immediately gets stunned up. Busio hits him with a follow-up handshake. Blabber trying to create some space, but it won't matter. Fire beats the tree, and FlyQuest is on the board first.
That's two-time MVP down.
They got him. He's out of the picture.
Inspired, though.
You get bonus gold for that kill?
Yeah, you should.
Trophy pops out or
Based
something?
on awards. Inspired, the other two-time MVP that we have here, is going to actually claim the Dragon. And that is just another good play by Quad.
Side lane, so Thanatos just needs to survive.
Yeah, but right now, Bwipo has already gone in with the showstopper, trying to beat Thanatos down here. Big haymaker comes out, but Blabber has already made it. You can see that C9 was around the area, thinking about a potential fight, but now thinking better of it. As with FlyQuest being first to the Drake, there's so many. Inspired is going for more damage-oriented stuff here on the Wukong. It's not going to work out the same, but now Thanatos once again going to be in some danger. Showstopper right back away from the turret. Thanatos keeping himself alive for now, but a flash over the wall from Inspired for one last smack upside the head.
They will grab feats of strength off of this, though, as Bwipo is going to take that first tower down on bot side, so FlyQuest will get something there, but they are able to win out on the fight on the other side, as Blabber too tanky to take down, has that support.
Built their Trinity forces. We've got the Wukong and Corki both locked and loaded with those. Quad versus Thanatos up here on the top side. Thanatos just trying to hop, skip, and jump away from this one, but Quad immediately chunks him for a massive amount of HP, forces the Gwen back, takes the tier 1 turret. In the meantime, now Bwipo's moving through the enemy jungle, seeing if maybe he can catch Thanatos here on a lazy recall. Thanatos going to get all the way back behind that tier 2 turret, though. But yeah, here comes Bwipo. Quad's still here. Tibbers is still angry, knocking the minions over. Loki's working on the tier 1 turret in the bottom lane at the same time, but a tier 1 from a tier 2. I might not be a mathematician, gentlemen, but I think the tier 2's worth more.
Yeah, I always love ultis like that. You know, he's playing for pressure. He has the early malignance.
The maximum here.
And with Dragon coming up, they have an easy place on the map to go. So teleport for Cloud9. They want to fight it.
C9 are already going to be over there, though. They're there first, and it looks like FlyQuest going to be maybe too late.
FlyQuest still thinking about the approach here as Inspired jumps in after Loki, but does not want to commit the ulti here just yet. Quad goes in for the play on Sven, but he's not going to find the engage he looks for. Quad instead shut down by Thanatos, who's made his way into the back lines of FlyQuest. Now Sven is in danger, but he won't die to the haymaker here just yet. And Loki is still DPSing and messing up everybody on the FlyQuest side. Inspired expand that one a little bit further, putting in the auto attacks on the tier 1 turret. And nobody from FlyQuest is really concerned about keeping this thing alive at this point in the game. They'll let that one fall. Loki will pick up the payday. Rushed the Otacon at 20 minutes in game number 1. Now they're doing the same thing here again in game number 2. Bwipo's going to be your target here at the very start of the fight, but Set is very tanky. Wants to find a little bit more damage right on back, and Vulcan is nearly killed instantly by the haymaker. Now Blabber's here on the front line as Inspired goes into the back line of C9, but it ain't going to be enough as Sven has already got the kill, but a nice hostile takeover. Sven executes his own teammates as Masu keeps jumping forward and takes Sven down. Loki wants to get one, and he will, but it comes at the cost of an ace. FlyQuest slam that fight.
They have to keep it turned up to 11, and they do. They force the fight. Bwipo go. Thankfully for Cloud9, most of the teleport wards are pretty shallow, so it won't be too big of a surprise.
It's Soul up and available for the side of FlyQuest. The Otacon is right next door, and Inspired goes in after Sven. The Cloud9 AD carry manages to disengage here as Inspired drops his clone. You're going to see Masu go for an early Fates call there with Busio, looking to keep him alive as well, but Bwipo has made his way into the fight, and now Loki's going to be killed as things just barely start. Thanatos tries to run as Inspired makes his way into the mix, and Bwipo is still alive here too. Sven tries to approach the tribe rush. Blabber wants to try to steal away this Otacon. FlyQuest, they may have picked off one of the Cloud9 players, but they don't have a lot of health to work with. Bwipo is going back to the base. He'll be able to TP to try to rejoin the fight, but now Otacon is losing his patience, and his health has already regenerated back to 100%. Busio, still very low on HP. Bwipo's going to teleport and rejoin the fight now. C9 trying to slow this down, trying to stop this, but try as they might, there's simply not an angle to do it. There are too many spears in the Otacon. Otacon, and that objective is secured by FlyQuest.
Yeah, calm call there from FlyQuest to buy time for Bwipo to go back and teleport in. Instead of risking the Rend plus Smite combo, they reset, they wait for it now for the Soul.
They're trying to buy time for Loki. Loki almost has teleport, but he's gating out. It's all about this Soul now.
Okay, FlyQuest going after the Soul. Loki on the long approach, making his way back up here. Inspired still doesn't have his Smite back up, ready to go here just yet. Blabber ready to Smite on the Maokai. Inspired makes his way back over towards the objective, as now Blabber's going to be in some danger. Uses Twisted Advance, trying to get away from the damage on the Haymaker, as Inspired has found the enemy mid laner. Bwipo's on a killing spree, and Thanatos is already dead. The Hex does go over to C9, so they'll stop the Soul for now, but Blabber's got to be careful. He nearly dies, but he baits him in instead. C9 end up getting an absolutely massive fight with 4 kills, and they're marching their way up to Baron and spawning in 5 seconds.
Yeah, Blabber gets the Dragon, and what a fight from Loki. He flanks on the Corki. He's eviscerating FlyQuest from behind. They couldn't actually get and turn around onto him to be able to engage onto Loki. Loki is just destroying them in the backline, even Valks into the pit onto Masu's head. They get the Dragon. They should be able to get the Baron. Bwipo trying to make it happen.
Yeah, Bwipo's going in, wants to try to get that last shot there onto Loki, but the Haymaker doesn't hit. It's an ace for C9. Baron, the prize.
FlyQuest are going to regret that one so hard. In the face of a Dragon Soul and a Baron, Otacon is nothing. And
D9 now up over 2,000 gold. The game has been turned on its head here. Blabber also saving his team from having to suffer that Hex Soul. Inspired was off to the side fighting Loki like you were talking about. He wasn't even close enough to try to Smite fight for the Drake.
Yeah.
So C9 really just setting up the battlefield exactly how they needed to guarantee a big win there, as now they're going to force their way into the FlyQuest base. That bottom lane inhibitor is already destroyed. Bwipo is set up defensively here with the Nexus turrets. Finally, Quad and Busio making it back to the base to try to continue defending. Bwipo flashing forward, wants the engage. Blabber jumping in with a Twisted Advance. Bwipo losing a ton of health. Quad wanted to grab the burst, but there's not enough damage. Bwipo with a huge Haymaker to kill 2. FlyQuest hold the line, as the true damage is just way too much. One last hit from Masu takes down Sven, as Inspired is the sacrificial Wukong. It does not matter. It's a 5 for 2. It's a full ace. It's Baron wiped off the map as FlyQuest hold the line
for the huge dunk.
Yeah, we got to see how much damage this Haymaker did, because the bar gets filled up, but then he catches up with that Berserk from Masu.
He's teleporting up here. They want to flank.
Okay, C9's on the run. Nice engage coming out from Masu and Busio. Sven tries to get away over the wall, but he's already been killed as Bwipo makes his way onto Loki's Corki. A double kill for Masu. Thanatos should be next to fall. Quad trying to stay alive here with a bailout, but they don't do it in time. That'll be a 1-for-1, but a 4-for-1 overall, as C9 gets completely mopped up at only the cost of Quad.
Well, the question is, can they actually just like end the game? There's 40 seconds on some of these respawns. How aggressive do they want to go? Will they just go for the inhibitor and back to the Soul, or are they really going to try to push for a ton?
Well, Bwipo is tanking the turret to guarantee that the wave stays in a good a shape as it possibly can. It's only Vulcan around to try to clear things out. Melio has very few offensive tools to do anything at all. Sven is going to be alive in 5 seconds. FlyQuest still going to continue their push for now. You can see the Void Grublings showing their way up here, moving towards the Nexus turrets. FlyQuest are going all the way for the throat on this one. Sven's going to try to defend, but he doesn't have the firepower. 18-14, FlyQuest end it. They're going to match point.
Yeah, and they get another kill for the road. The Haymaker near